This is called the generation gap.
My generation, baby.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Generation Gab. I'm your host, John Lehr. I'm the Gen Xer.
And I'm the other host, Chase O'Donnell. I'm the millennial. And we forgot to say Generation Gab with a fun dad,
fun dad.
and semi-recent grad.
Yeah.
We are still working on the intro.
We need to script it. We need to script it.
But
We
today,
have a very special day today. She's a talent. She's like you. You guys are friends.
Yes.
Which is interesting. But I find you both very similar. You're kind of. Do you feel that you guys are cut from the same cloth?
Absolutely.
we've been told that since we were in college together.
Yep.
Yeah, you're like you guys could be like a superhero team. I feel like.
I'd be down for that.
Me
Yeah.
too.
It's Alexia Dox, everybody. Alexia is an actress. She is a human being.
That's me.
She is an improviser. She memorizes lines and does that stuff too.
I do.
She's a
comedian, but she can also do drama.
She's a writer.
She's a writer. She makes really fun cat
Videos.
on, and she was in. She played my daughter. Wait, in the end, you weren't my daughter, though, right?
His daughter.
In the end, we found out you
No,
weren't.
but you were my father figure.
Yeah,
I feel.
yeah.
In that show. In Quick Draw.
And for those of you who haven't seen Quick Draw, it's still on Hulu, and I'm told still does extremely well.
Does it?
Oh, I'm sure.
So the follow-up question is, why did they cancel it then? And we just don't know.
Why did yeah.
We don't know.
Now,
don't
is
know.
there
We'll
ever
never know.
like a way to just go back and be like, "Hi, Hulu,
Let's do it again.
the numbers are great."
Yeah, there is. I think one of the things that keeps percolating because the fan base is so strong still is the possibility of doing a movie. In
Right.
fact, I have a meeting tomorrow.
What?
So it could happen. I mean, I think the cast would do it.
I would do it.
Yeah.
I would ride a horse again.
Yeah.
For you guys.
Yeah,
And
Alexia-
that means a lot.
Alexia did not like riding the horse.
I would
You
definitely-
looked so comfortable on the horses.
Wow, thank you. That's called acting.
And editing.
And editing.
Because I saw mucho footage where she didn't. But you were not the worst writer on the cast.
Was
as
I not?
recall. By the way,
I thought we ranked me last because I just disliked it.
yeah,
so much.
Quick Draw is a comedy western on Hulu, and Alexia had to ride horses. She was a badass. She played an actual real person. Her character was named Pearl Star, who was an
It's a
actual
real-
historical
Yep.
person.
Yeah. I'm in a textbook.
Yes.
You know that? Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Wow. So
She
was
was-
she the only real person on the show, or did you have lots of
There
real
were a
people?
few. There were quite a few. With a bad guy in Quick Draw was Cole Younger, who
Yeah.
was a real dude.
Oh.
The Pearl's mother, Belle Star, was a real person. Both of them, Belle and Pearl, were both infamous characters.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You did your research.
We had a historical consultant on the show because from the very beginning we wanted to bring in real stuff that was weird.
Yeah.
For example, we had an episode where a guy had rabies and he just locked himself up in the jail because that's what they did back then. When you
just locked him up.
Yeah, when you had rabies, there was nothing that you could do. So you'd either commit suicide or they'd kill you or tie you up and wait for you to die.
What year was this?
The 1870s,
Wow.
1875.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's not that long ago.
No.
Oh
No.
my gosh.
So we thought that was funny.
It is funny.
It is funny.
That's
And-
funny.
And Pearl was one of the first women. She opened a brothel in Arkansas,
And a brothel is a prostitution location.
It's a prostitution
it's
location.
a prostitution. Prostitution. What's your location? Hooking up. All right.
Is that the prostitution theme song?
But Alexia her star has risen since.
Oh, my God.
Quick Draw.
Oh, you guys are sweet.
She just appeared on a YouTube original show.
Called Overthinking It with Kat and June. And
It's really good.
Alexia's the star, and it is hysterical.
And she's the breakout character of the
Yes.
show, hands down.
Hands down.
Hands
Oh,
down.
thank you.
And
true.
one of the episodes, or maybe a couple of them, were directed by Nancy Howard,
Yeah.
who also directed Quick Draw.
Which was such a fun coincidence. It was like I think I had seen or something that she was on a possible list of like directors for it before I had gotten cast, and I was like, Nancy, we might get to work together again.
And I came to the shoot the day Nancy directed, just
Yeah.
because I love you and I love Nancy, and I came to support, and it was great. It was so
Yeah.
great seeing you two together.
That was awesome.
Reunion.
Now, and the backstory, this podcast would not be happening, I don't think, if it weren't for Alexia. Because didn't we? I mean, I felt like
Well, I've known who you are because
of like Alexia.
well, you came to UCSB.
Yes.
Not my class.
Right.
But Annie was our acting teacher.
Yes, and Annie's the acting professor at UCSB went to Juilliard with Nancy.
Juilliard.
The Juilliard.
And
school.
then Nancy, what's her? Annie.
Annie.
Annie put me in touch with you guys for an audition.
Yes.
And I reached out to Alexia because I was like, oh my God.
Yes, and I
You
knew
worked with them.
and I knew that you were coming and that you were friends with Anne, or that you were Annie's.
Well-
and I knew you were friends with Alexia.
I went into the audition and I remember I left like, yes, because
nailed it.
No, because I was like, yeah, like I'm friends with Alexia. And then I was like, and Annie.
Yes,
And
and
yeah.
you killed it.
And then who was my Grail Links teacher that was also in Quick Draw?
Tim Bagley.
Allison.
Oh, Allison.
And I just
yeah.
had all these connections to you guys. I was like, good job, Chase. You told them your connections.
Good connections.
This was for an
connecting.
MTV show that didn't go, which would have been a great. Wait, was it the MTV show that you first?
Hippo.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
MTV show. But Alexia, when she was a student at University of California, Santa Barbara,
Great school.
Great school.
great
Great
school. Her Annie, this is prior to meeting you, brought us up to run a workshop. Nancy and I, we ran the workshop, and after the workshop, we were like, "Oh my God, that woman was!" And we both kind of said it at the same time because I was like, "She can improvise," and Nancy was like, "Look at her on camera." And then we saw Alexia is a very attractive woman, but on camera, both of you have this in common. You both like really pop on camera.
Got some good
That's so
camera.
nice
There's
of
just
you.
people with
Thank you.
faces that
Thank
have
you.
those angles. I'm not that one of those people. I'm very
That's not
jowly.
true.
Very jowly.
You've been on
I
TV
need to-
more than any of us.
I know, but not because of my looks.
Oh, yeah. They covered you in a
Yeah, all
caveman
kinds
face.
of different things.
Okay.
Anything. But we used to play this game in the editing room with Alexia, Nancy, and I, where we'd be screening, raw footage of Alexia, and then we would just hit the pause button randomly on the computer, and everyone was a headshot. She was just one of those people. You know what I mean? So instead of your
I don't
mouth,
know about that.
I'm telling you, instead of your mouth being contorted
What
and
a
like
fun game.
like with me, it would be just like and with Alexia, it'd be hello. And you're the same way, Chase. You are the same way. You're very photogenic. Oh, but you guys.
that's
But
nice,
the
'cause
most
I-
important thing is how goddamn funny you both are, and what good improvisers you both are.
Oh, thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
I mean it.
Oh my
Thank-
god.
oh, my God. Coming
And
from
that's
John.
the
I
only
know.
thing. That's the only thing I know in life. So anyway,
Wow.
it's
Well, you're
it's a-
the best improviser
God,
of all
no.
time.
Oh,
Yeah.
not true.
Yes.
Not true.
I will
It's
also
true.
say, going back to that story where I guess you guys were like excited about me. I
Yeah.
literally was like, Annie, can I email them and ask if like they need someone to bring them coffee or like if they need someone to just like do some PA work or anything? Like I would love to do that.
Well, here's the thing. Right after we shot that, we were doing this show in New York, this pilot in New York for no money.
It was like for kindergartners.
It was like
and Alexia was a
and
teacher.
Alexia,
I remember.
we thought after that conversation, we were like, Alexia would be great for the young. There was a young ingenue, totally disinterested character, and we were, but we had no money, and so we called Alexia and asked her if we were like, we know this sounds like we're going to kill you or put you in a porn or something, but we're shooting this low budget sizzle reel in New York City if you can fly your way out, feed yourself, and find a place to stay, we will put you in it and give you tape, and we promise it'll be pitched everywhere.
And what'd you do? Did you just start crying?
I mean, I was like, yeah.
She said yes right out of the
And
gate.
I'd never been to New York. This
know,
was the first time
yeah.
I went to New York. I was just like, I'm doing it. I'm going to fly myself out and I'm going to shoot something. It was the best day because I remember walking to set and I was like, I'm walking to do an acting thing
Yes.
in New York. And I'm like,
Did you go by yourself or did...
I went by myself.
She went by herself.
Yeah.
So, I mean, she also, I mean, that I think is a real testament to Alexia, but also good for millennials to hear that you got to jump on it. Because I could see 9 out of 10 people going, wait a minute, I'm not doing this. But you risked it.
I mean, I felt like it was like such an awesome opportunity that you guys were giving me. It would be so silly for me to be like, no, I don't know.
But you'd be surprised. Many people would not do that.
Really?
Yeah. They'd be like, wait a minute, you're going to take advantage of me, my talent, and you're not paying me. But here's the thing. That sizzle reel made it to every development, every network. We pitched it everywhere and did not sell it, unfortunately.
Which is great. I thought it was so good.
Me too.
Me too.
Maybe
I've
I was
seen the
biased,
sizzle.
but yeah.
I know.
I still use that tape.
Oh, that's
It's
how
good.
I've seen
It's
it.
good
It's
tape
in your
of you.
reel. That's how.
my reel.
And we didn't sell it, but that led to our next show that we were shooting another free sizzle for, because that's the way Nancy and I work, is we just like, that one we had a little bit of money, but we spent it all on costumes. I think we had $3,000 and we spent it on food and costumes for everybody, and that's it. And we drove everybody out to Joshua Tree, which is a desert town outside of L.A.
Beautiful town.
Well, the town itself.
Oh, I've never been.
Yeah. The
But it's
park,
interesting.
Joshua Tree Park is great.
Oh, okay,
Joshua Tree, the town is mostly alcoholics drinking their life away.
And like UFO souvenir places.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But we went out and shot that on the fly, no permits, no nothing. And Alexia came out for that, and that got her a
Quick Draw.
on the cast of Quick Draw, because they saw it and they were like, yes, we got her. We changed her part to a leader, to a bigger part.
What were you before?
I was the widower, right?
Yeah, the
I was-
widow Webb, who it was a small part in the pilot. It ended up being a bigger part because Tasha Ames got that part. But we cast her as Pearl, my daughter, because don't we look so much alike?
Sorry, my contact just
You
fell.
okay?
Yeah, it's back. Yes, you guys you have the same eyes.
The same eyes.
Same eyes.
Anyway, that
so
was a long,
exciting.
drawn-out introduction. I apologize, but I just...
What was that? That was a 15-minute introduction of how we all
Christ.
know each other.
And we are coming to you
Live
on Facebook Live. Are we? Or is this just a video?
Oh, this
It's
is
a
just a video.
Screw it. I'll post it later.
Okay.
But from my
Darn it.
treehouse.
We are in a treehouse because let's just do a real quick.
Yeah, you take it.
Okay.
I've
Just
talked
to
enough.
summarize, Alexia was our guest today, and so she lives really close to John. So we switched the location to be at John's house.
Because Chase and I trade off every week.
Yeah. So John, knowing that, but being a Gen X, we'll just tie it into that.
And maybe some mental illness. Let's be honest.
So, well, he got a new phone. It didn't update. He didn't.
And where did I say I got my phone?
He went to the iTunes store, which is a very Gen X thing to call it. And anyway, he drove out to the west side.
To Chase's house.
And Alexia and I showed up at John's house. And there was just some confusion, but we figured it out. And John drove all the way back. And now we're in his treehouse because his house is being occupied.
Yes. Very well done, Chase.
That is a
good.
good recap.
Well, this is our first episode with 2 millennials and 1 Gen X.
Ooh.
Alexia is our first millennial guest.
Wow.
Yes. We've had a Zer. We've had a Z generation, my
Yes,
son.
I listened to that one.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that was fun.
And then we've had
My grandma.
her grandmother, Barbie. So you guys, what's it like being a millennial? Alexia, what's it like?
I mean, I have nothing to compare it to.
Right.
But it's a lot of like keeping up with social media stuff is a big part of it.
Now, do you remember when? So the interesting thing about millennials is that there was a period in your life when social media didn't exist.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And then it did.
But
Yeah.
when we were kids, and I guess kids now are on social media, but because social media came about like as we got older, it just seemed like, oh, now's the age where you're on social media.
Yes.
It just like seemed we grew up with it.
It coincided with Facebook, I think. And
Yes.
you couldn't join Facebook until you were in college at a certain
But then
point.
it switched.
switched to like high school.
So when we were in high school,
Yeah.
we got Facebook.
Yeah.
And that just like seemed like that's when you were supposed to get a
Yes.
Facebook was high school.
Because Facebook told us to.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then in college came Instagram. And then like it just kind of seemed like that's the age you were supposed to be.
Yeah.
But now middle schoolers have Instagram. Your son has Instagram.
My son's in 5th grade and has
Right.
Instagram.
And
I know.
I was thinking, I am so glad there wasn't Instagram when
Me
I was
too.
younger because I wasn't like a cool kid and there would be some just embarrassing
Yeah.
photos.
Like what? Like what would happen? Because I can imagine how terrible high school was. We had notes. We used to write notes on pieces of paper. I've talked to Chase about this a little bit. You'd write WBS, right back soon at the bottom. Those were our hashtags. Or SSS, sorry so sloppy. And then you'd
know
fold
that
them
one.
up in the same origami that later was used for me when I was buying cocaine. Same
wow.
origami packets.
That's a nice full circle moment. Yeah.
So, but I can imagine what the gossiping and stuff was like.
Yes.
Like, can you give me examples? Like, what sticks out?
Gossiping?
Social media.
Well,
and
MySpace. It was MySpace.
It was MySpace.
Yeah.
Did you ever have one?
I did.
Really?
I was on
Ew.
10 items when MySpace was going, and
You did it for promotional
Sony
reasons?
set up a MySpace for me to promote the show, and then all of those contacts got migrated into my Facebook. So I know there are thousands of people I don't know on my Facebook.
Interesting.
Well, MySpace, yeah, that was really that was high school.
That was like you put like a cool photo
And a song.
The selfies at the time were like you put the phone up high.
Yes.
And your hair kind of covered your face like a little bit. And it was like very,
Yeah.
like the selfie was
that
taken
was
from
my
way up high.
photo too.
Yeah.
Why? That was cool?
It was it was the cool thing to do. Emo was
Sorry
very
for the
in.
coughing. Sorry for the coughing.
Oh, it's okay.
Your
We're in a
excuse.
tree
Yeah,
house. There's
allergies.
dust.
Something's gotten to me.
Yeah.
I'm just going to see if there's some water or something in this treehouse.
that up really
there's
little.
There's a treehouse refrigerator here. And I've gotten something in my... Ooh, there's a Diet Coke.
Oh,
my
God.
God.
Nice.
Oh, but it's been opened. Oh, no, it's exploded all over. Oh, Jesus.
Just
Okay,
close
that's
it.
a nasty,
Just
gross
close
thing
it.
in there. Forget that
Shoot.
shit. All right.
me to
So, do you feel, and we've talked about this a little bit, the take on millennials, I believe there's a lot of disrespecting going on of millennials, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Do you think why? And is it deserved?
I think it's going to happen with every generation. Looks at the generation under them and goes like, you don't know what it was like.
But
for
I
me."
think we're all looking at Gen Z being like, gosh, you're great.
I know.
Aren't we?
We're so hopeful.
Everyone
But I
loves
was
Gen
like,
Z.
I was like that with Gen X. I mean, millennial. I
Oh,
was
really?
like, God, I hope they can come along and do it.
Really?
And I kind of feel like you guys are. I feel like you guys are laying the groundwork for certainly better than the generation I hate the most are the baby boomers.
He hates the baby
I
boomers.
hate them. I just think they fucked up. They let us all down.
and maybe that's part of it. They in the back of their heads, they know they didn't do a great job, so they gotta tear someone else down.
But it's the Gen Xers that are turning on the millennials. My friends all the time, like I have friends in business who are like, "Oh, I'm working. All these millennials work below me. Oh, none of them think you actually have to work."
That's the stereotype
Yeah.
for millennials is that we don't work. But it's because they say everything has been instant gratification our whole lives. So it's just natural for us to think it would come easy.
Yeah.
But we work. Oh, you poor thing.
I think I'm dying.
Oh, don't die.
No. I have a cough drop.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
Thank the baby Jesus.
Oh, wait.
I don't know what happened.
wait.
Chase is
Some
not
emergency.
feeling well. I've got
Are you guys gonna get me sick?
I don't feel
Don't
sick.
get me
I inhaled
sick.
something. Thank you, Chase.
You're welcome.
Oh, she's giving me a Ricola. Ricola.
Ricola.
Hey, Chase, you work harder than me in our partnership.
Oh, no. But
yes, she
but-
does, everybody.
But millennials, I think I don't know, like if I was, let's just say a coder or a career that I could work my way up in, maybe I wouldn't be so aggressive. But with this career, there isn't any path necessarily to take. And in the 80s, I think it was like there weren't so many options. You couldn't just start a podcast. You couldn't just start a blog. You couldn't just start
no.
a YouTube channel. And now we have so many options that millennials are doing it all because we can, and you don't know which one's gonna, and it's just exhausting.
You guys all have like 10 side hustles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where
Yes.
we, I guess, are maybe the last generation of like, I'm going to ride this out for 20 years, retire, and have a pension.
Yes. And millennials have side hustles because you can be famous posting pictures of pineapples on Instagram, and why not? So they'll
Do it.
they'll just do that also.
I think there's a lot of little jobs like people can do now. Like you can make bottle cap earrings for Etsy.
Etsy.
You can sell things on Poshmark.
Yeah, maybe millennials are just more about following their passion.
Yeah.
Because they've been told. I think all of us were told. Like I always say that one of the things my mother did to me that was really reprehensible was she told me I could be anything I wanted.
Mine
Because
too.
I thought that was a terrible way to parent.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't work out. You don't become everything you want. Who gets that? Even the people who got everything they want will say in interviews, I didn't get everything I want. Nobody gets everything they want.
Yeah, no, my mom said I could be anything I want. Did yours?
Yeah. They did, but they were also like, but if you choose this path, it'll be like this, and if you choose to be an accountant, it'll probably be better.
Right.
But you
And-
can do whatever you want. But you should probably be an accountant. But do whatever you want.
Oh, so
But
they
you
had-
guys can do everything you want. I mean, you really can. You can make bottle cap earrings and make a living at it. You know what I'm saying?
That's a
We
lot
could.
of bottle cap earrings. but
we could.
Yeah, we could.
we could.
The other knock on you guys is that you just want to be famous for doing nothing. How do you respond?
Oh, the Kardashians made that a thing.
Yeah.
And they're millennials.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you can do that, good for you. I just I think, I don't know. I think YouTube has created to like a kind of like,
Oh, YouTubers.
yeah, like a like your life becomes
Yes.
your business.
Yes.
Like this guy, my roommate was showing me, all he does, he films himself every day going to the gym, cleaning his fish tank, and taking his dog for a walk. And it's the same episode every day. And he just films his life, and people watch 20-minute episodes of him doing his
those
life.
things.
And he's got merchandise, and he has like millions and millions of followers.
Yeah.
Is he handsome?
No.
Really?
No.
He's just a dude,
He's just
dude
a
doing
guy.
his thing, and people
like to watch his life.
invested. Yeah.
All right, next question. You guys don't seem to me to be very drug centric. Like drugs are not a big deal to millennials, whereas the Gen Xers, I think drugs really, motored our culture.
Well, I think you're also talking to
Two girls that don't do drugs.
But
What are you talking about? You both are coke it up. I've seen both of you guys wasted. The first time I saw Chase, she like, who are you? And rubbed her nose, and it was just blood all up her arm.
You're like,
wait, me too.
Yeah, Alexia, one of the reasons you couldn't get on the horse was because of the needle hanging out of your arm.
I wouldn't take it out.
And I was like, shoot through your foot. You're an actress. Don't shoot in your arm.
I don't like feet.
Yeah, maybe. See, that one, I don't know if it's a generation thing or if it's just.
I think maybe different drugs, maybe.
It just doesn't. I mean, yeah, obviously there's the opiate crisis,
I just
but the
don't
opiate
know.
crisis spans generations.
I don't know anyone that's addicted to drugs. Anyone.
See, that's weird.
Or do I? And they just don't
Yeah,
tell me.
I mean, yeah, you never know.
You
but-
keep that quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Alexia. When she came up here in the treehouse, she spilled her purse and pills. Just
Yeah.
I was like, they're vitamins.
right.
They're vitamins.
I've got all
also,
my-
so many of the drugs that are embedded into millennial culture are either legal or easily attainable. Like we would have to find a dealer and get the stuff, and you'd hear. You guys just Google it, and it can come to you, which I think is interesting.
I mean, yeah, I guess, yeah, weed is definitely a better, more easily accessible.
Oh my God! What I had to go through to get a bag of weed.
Really?
Oh my God! I mean, this is before beepers. Beepers was like the best thing that ever happened.
Beepers.
Do you guys know what a beeper is?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like a black little thing, and people.
She's holding her waist like she's putting it on a
you
belt.
you put it here, and people can call it, right? And it goes like beep, 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 and that's when you know you want to contact this person who has beeped you.
Okay, now that is the version 2 beeper.
Oh.
The version 2 beeper, you are absolutely correct.
Version 2.
You would call a number, it would beep the person, and then they would look up and see the phone number on it. There was a beeper before that beeper, which did not show the phone number. It just beeped you, so you then had to call a voicemail box and see who it was that left a message.
Oh my god!
Oh, I thought you were going to say they had to guess.
Yeah,
But they just knew someone needed
someone
them.
wants to call me.
Oh, God.
And where would you call your voicemail box if you're out on the road? From a payphone. Chase, have you ever used a payphone?
Yes, but in middle school, my
Yeah.
middle school
Yeah.
had a payphone because if you needed to call home, kids didn't have cell phones then.
So you would pick it up, you'd hear the dial tone,
Yeah.
and you'd put the quarter
I
in.
never
or dime.
mastered the payphone, but I definitely had to use it a few times.
Was it a push button phone or a dial phone? It
beep,
was
beep, beep,
push
beep,
button.
beep. Yeah.
Alexia, have you ever had to use a dial phone for reals?
Like one of these?
Yeah.
Only in like doing an acting scene. I
Yeah.
feel like.
We're doing a Tennessee Williams
Yeah,
play.
yeah.
so
And as an actor
Calling my
prepares,
mother
I always rely on the...
on the kindness of strangers.
Now, when you were doing that, an actor prepares, so did you mess with it a little bit to make sure? Because dialing an 8 on a rotary phone,
forever.
it's not easy. And
Yeah.
my phone number was 888-8912.
Oh my god!
So once you got past the 9, you were home free, because then it was just boom,
yeah.
boom, boom. Okay, Chase, did you know that the prefix of a phone number, so...
310.
no, that's the area code. The prefix meaning the 555.
Oh, yes,
the
okay.
3
Got it,
numbers
got it.
after the area code
Sure.
before the exchange.
Sure,
I think
sure.
it's called. Did you know? Oh wait, this is a better way to ask this question. On the push button phones that you used, did you notice those letters on those buttons?
Well, like the A, B, C,
Yes.
D, E, F,
Yes.
G, A. Yes.
Yes. Now, do you guys remember when texting first came, where you had to get a C, you push it 3
Absolutely.
times?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, here's
because we were all around at that same time,
Right.
just doing it
In
at different.
Yeah.
But you
places
were
in our-
young. Now, here's the thing you
Yeah,
probably
maybe.
don't know. Those letters on those numbers preceded the texting, right? Those
Right.
numbers were on there before you
Yeah.
could text, before
Yeah.
texting was even invented.
Oh, right.
So what were those letters for?
Were they for you know how on the TV there's
Yes.
like infomercials and they'll
Call-
be like call 1-800
Empire.
buy now.
Yes, that actually, yes. So you could make a company name, and then
Yeah.
you would dial those letters, and it would call them. But there was another reason for those
Oh.
letters prior to that.
Version 1. We don't know version 1.
Oh, yeah, I don't know version one.
Okay, it used to be that you would dial different areas. So like if you were to, there's an area in Kansas City, it was called Westport. So it would be WE. Oh. 1. And then you dial the 4 numbers afterwards. So I think there was an operator in Westwood. Sorry. So it would come to that place, and then an operator would get you there, and then she would literally, he or she, it was always a she, would then dial in the exchange to get you to the final 4 numbers.
Sounds terrible.
That sounds exhausting.
There's a famous commercial when I was growing up that I sing to my kids all the time that goes like this. Home construction problems? Call Western. Call Standard, Improvement Company, Westport 1-7100. Caw!
And then they go to sleep.
And
That
that's
was their
their bedtime
lullaby,
song.
Yeah, I would sing that to them all the time.
Ah, good night.
Home improvement problems? Caw!
You sing that to them all the time.
All the time. They hate it, but they sort of love it. And then I found the commercial on YouTube.
I think, but those songs get stuck in your head so easily.
Yeah.
Like, call 1-800-STEAMERS,
Yeah.
Stanley Steamer, carpet cleaners.
Yes.
And if you don't got a lemon,
Right.
I don't want a lemon. Or the 588-2300 Empire today.
Or how about you get the max for the minimum at TJ Maxx? Oh. You guys never heard that one?
No.
Jesus. Okay,
We don't know
that's an old
that.
one.
Okay.
Okay.
No.
All right. Well, do you guys remember now Target is the store that I'm sure is kind of the millennial store, really. When you talk about,
yeah.
I mean,
we've been going there for years.
right,
Yeah.
and it was the first, I think, to attract millennials as shoppers. They got you guys young.
Young.
Yeah.
Those commercials. I auditioned for some Target commercials at
did?
age 9.
Wow.
I sang Yellow Submarine.
Oh, really?
Oh,
they got
cute.
they got the rights to Yellow Submarine.
No, I just went in and
Oh,
sang it
that
for
was
them.
that was your. Do you want to give us a little bit? No. Okay. All right. We'd have to pay the royalties
yeah,
anyway. That would
you're right,
kill
you're
us.
right. Oh.
But so Target, the store, at least in the Midwest, that was the example of Target for me, was a store called Venture.
Never
You guys ever hear of that?
heard
No.
of
Venture.
It. But we're both from California.
Yeah, I think
Maybe.
it was all black and white stripes.
Oh, no.
Now you guys don't remember black and white TV. It was color from the get go.
From
for
the
you guys.
get-go.
And were you guys cable from the get go?
From the get-go.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
never had antennas.
No.
Oh my God!
No.
Now, a
antennas.
fun question I like to ask people is, what was your favorite show growing up on Nickelodeon?
Well, I'm pre-Nickelodeon. I didn't have it.
My favorite millennial question.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, on Nickelodeon. Gosh, there are so many. From Cartoon Network, it was. Do you remember Courage the Cowardly Dog?
No,
I didn't watch Cartoon Network.
Okay.
I don't even know. I don't know that at all.
Me neither.
All right.
Me neither.
Well, was Cat Dog
Oh, you
or
were-
Angry Beavers?
Yeah.
Angry. There was not a show named Angry Beavers. Oh
I
my
was never
God!
a fan of those shows.
Really?
though.
I dug it.
I was into Doug and
Doug.
Hey
Yes, we've
Arnold
talked about
Yes.
Doug.
and Rocco's
Doug
Modern
and
Life.
And I was into Underdog. Did you guys ever see Underdog?
No.
Speed of lightning, roar of thunder,
I feel
fighting
like-
all that's fun of the Underdog. Woo! Underdog. Underdog.
I think this is an SNL sketch where we're like, oh, this show, and then you come in and we're like, no.
Underdog.
Okay, no.
Also, another thing I grew up with that you guys didn't was extreme balding. Because they've now with Propecia and Rogaine and all of
I
that.
remember that show.
There's a lot less balding in America. When I was growing up, there was a lot more balding and
I would agree
polyester
with that.
suits and balding.
Yeah.
There's now like hair implants and shampoos.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What about fast food? What was your fast food growing up?
McDonald's?
Okay, me too.
McDonald's.
I would do McDonald's every Thursday.
The whole family?
It was like our treat after dance. My mom would take, but we're vegetarian, so we would get the French fries and 3 cookies.
And a bun.
And I was allowed 1 McFlurry a year,
A year?
so I had to time it out.
Man.
When would you go with the McFlurry?
Well, one time I got a McFlurry in December, and then I got a McFlurry in January.
Smart.
So I beat the system.
You beat the system. system.
But then I had to wait a whole
Then you have to pay the price. The system always
That's
wins.
crazy. We ate so much McDonald's. My mom would hate
yeah.
me saying that, but I remember eating McDonald's. a lot.
My kids
And they
don't
would-
go to McDonald's at all.
No.
Zero. I do.
Well, you also live in an area where like they have so many cool places to go.
That's true. But God, I eat it and it's so good.
I haven't had a McDonald's French fry in a very long time.
It's
Same.
really good. When I was in my 20s, I would use the straws from McDonald's to snort cocaine. Because the straws were always extra good and big.
Yeah.
Any cokehead out there knows
wow.
about McDonald's straws.
Shout out
Really?
to McDonald's.
So there you
And
go.
we would, I don't know about you, but I would go through the McDonald's line because they gave out mini Thai Beanie Babies.
yes.
And I would love to collect
Prices
those.
of the Happy Meals
Yes.
were a big factor.
Huge
Yeah,
deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever go
I missed that
get
last part. I was
beanie-
checking.
Oh.
I had a panic attack that I screwed up the taping.
Did you ever go to McDonald's for the Beanie Babies that they would provide in the kids' meals?
No, I was in high school when Beanie Babies started. Do you remember when Beanie Babies were like worth money?
Yes, I had a book. I had a book that told you how much the Beanie Babies were worth today, how much they would be worth in 5 years, and how much they would be worth in like the year 2010,
How
which at the
would they-
time it was like so far away, and they would say they were worth like thousands of dollars.
I know.
The people
they
who
never
have
were.
the
I
ability
need
to
to get that
project Beanie Baby prices, who have this incredible brain, they spend it on Beanie Babies
Yes.
and not the Dow.
No.
No.
Okay, I have another idea for a show. We really invested in Beanie Babies back in the 90s.
Yes, and now
Yes,
we're
I love
filthy,
it.
filthy rich.
No,
Oh.
we're like,
Now all
what
we
do
have
we
is
do
a shit ton
now?
of
Yeah,
Beanie
we
Oh,
just
yeah.
we really invested in
My
that.
best friend's mother was a Beanie Baby hoarder, and she would every now and then sell one or two to make a little money. But when she passed away, they found tons of Beanie Babies worth nothing.
I got the tag protectors. You could buy tag protectors to protect the tags of the Beanie Babies to
Wait.
reserve their worth.
Oh
Because
my
if
God!
if they had a damaged tag,
You're right.
it would
Really dropped the
yeah.
price.
Yeah, you needed the tag on. And I
See,
remember,
I stuck all my beanie bags up my butt.
Beanie Bags?
Beanie Babies. I stuck them all up my ass. So
And
when
they
it
held cocaine in them?
when a Beanie Baby is covered in excrement, it really drops the price. Really,
I don't know if it's a Princess Diana bear. It could still be worth something.
There's one my sister and I looked recently, and there is one Princess Diana bear on eBay that's selling for like a few $1,000s, but there's also tons selling for like $5.
Right.
So no one's going to buy
Yeah.
the
5,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
No, you'll get the one for
I've been
$5.
trying to sell my excrement covered Beanie Babies for 5,000 and nothing.
Maybe try selling them on a different site. I think
Okay.
I think eBay maybe isn't.
Well, is there a millennial site now? Is there another site other than eBay
I mean,
to
there's
sell used stuff?
Facebook Marketplace.
Facebook Marketplace.
My wife is into Facebook. I'm getting all of these charges on my Visa from Facebook Marketplace.
really?
Great.
Yeah. She's buying a ton of crap there.
I mean,
What is Facebook Marketplace? What happens?
it's basically linked to your account. So it's like Craigslist, but you can see the profile you can see who's selling.
The
it,
prices
kind
are
of.
better.
Are they
Yeah.
all in the neighborhood?
Yes.
Or, oh, they are.
Yeah, you know
Yeah.
where.
You can do like LA area.
Yeah,
They kind of
although
know where you
I
are.
drove to Riverside to pick up a mid-century modern dresser for $80.
Did you know who that person was? What if you open it up and there were human heads all over the place?
I didn't think about that, but
But it's
know,
better than
you know their
Craigslist.
Facebook.
Yeah, I
Oh, you
look back.
see their Facebook
Yeah.
page.
Yeah, you can
Oh.
see who it is.
So they could fake all that, of
Yeah.
course, and then just
Of
chop your
course.
head off the minute you walk
I
in.
went with my grandma, so I was
Barbie?
safe. Yeah, I went
Oh
with Barbie.
my God, I love Barbie. Thank you so much. You are a joy to behold.
Oh,
Alexia.
you guys are.
No, we love you. We're going to spend the next episode just talking about how lovely
Yes.
you are.
Oh.
Don't you think, Chase?
I think so.
What is your what are your handles?
Oh.
See how I go right to it?
That's
That's nice. They're all my name. It's just Alexia Docs.
Oh, so easy.
It's very
What a
straightforward.
great name, by the way.
Yeah. Thank
Alexia
you.
Docs.
Thank you.
Chase O'Donnell's pretty good.
a
John
good
Lear's
one, too.
okay. Lear's. I think
good.
mine's the third
No,
place.
I think
get the
mine is
bronze.
a newscaster name
No,
for
but
a male.
yeah, but that's what makes it kind of cool because you're a gal
Yeah.
with a guy's name,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's like
Well, thank
Sam.
you, thank
It gives you extra
Yeah,
character. But an X in your first and last
And
name.
last-
I
a
mean,
lot of
that's
X's.
hard
A
to
lot
beat.
of points on
That's hard to beat.
on a.
So
Back
Alexia
Scrabble.
docs on all. And how long does it take you to return your Facebook messages?
Don't go on there.
So Insta.
Yeah.
Insta's where we got to go.
Insta's where you got to go.
Have Chase and
Yeah,
I
yeah,
slipped into your DMs? Have we slid into your
All
DMs?
the time I'm in Alexia's.
Yeah, Chase is in mine. Yeah, Chase is
Have I
definitely
slid
in
into
there.
your DM?
I don't want to say it.
I
like
want to slide in. I haven't slid into anybody's DM.
Probably for the best, honestly.
God damn it.
Yeah, maybe don't slide into DMs.
Don't tell people.
I
you
always
wanna
think
slide
if,
into
when
their
people say
DMs.
slide into DMs, I think BM, bowel movement, and then slide makes me think of diarrhea. So anytime
Interesting.
anybody thinks it, I'm like, diarrhea? That's what I thought when I first heard
no.
I thought, why would you slide into somebody's BM?
Oh boy.
All right. Well,
on that
Alexia,
note-
where will we see you next? What are you up to?
Ooh, I'm doing a sketch show next week with UCB, Upright Citizens Brigade. I'm on a house team there, and we're doing an Oktoberfest themed show.
Excellent.
Wait,
Yeah.
this is going to be airing though in November.
So we went.
Okay.
but
We went.
and we loved
we
it.
loved it.
Yes.
Well, I do a show every second Wednesday at UCB. Sunset, it's at 8:30, and they're great.
Go to
There's-
ucb.com.
hysterical.
Upright Citizens
Yeah,
Brigade.
it'll be on the schedule.
Chase, what are you up to this weekend? I know you got to go.
Gosh.
But what do you? We always ask. This is how we finish the shows.
I'm going to Nashville tomorrow to do 6 stand-up shows.
Jesus Christ! In one day? How many days?
No, for 3 days.
Holy crap, Chase!
And I'm opening for Christina P.
Ooh.
Damn.
I'm a nervous wreck. That's why I'm sick.
You always are, and you always do well. And
Yeah, you're
then you
gonna
come
kill it.
back, and it'll be better.
We'll talk about it next week.
Yes,
we'll
we
be
will.
done with.
All right.
What about you?
I have to work for my wife on Saturday. I have to drive my son to a school to look at it in case he for his next school, and I have to clean up and do a lot of stuff around the house.
Okay.
So see the difference between Gen X and millennials? All right, you guys. Love you, Alexia. You're
Love
awesome.
We love you.
Guys, thanks for having
Thanks
me.
for watching. I mean, listening.
Generation, yeah.